that we are also live on Facebook. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Talks with Yori. My name is Yori Garrick, for those of you who may not know me. And today it is my esteemed pleasure to have with me Glen Titus Campbell, OD. Let's not forget the OD. Welcome, Glen. So good to have you.
Thank you, Yori. My pleasure being here.
Oh, it's such a pleasure to have you, Glen. Glen, you have made us laugh for years. When I was doing the flyer, it was so easy to put it together because everybody who is a Jamaican, born and bred Jamaican, knows who Glen Titus Campbell is. You're a man without need for introduction.
And if they don't know who Glen Campbell is, they know who Titus is.
They know who Definitely. Yes. So we're going to get to know a little bit more about Glen tonight.
There you go.
There's a perception that who you are on screen is who you are in real life, but we know that's not really true. Not true?
True.
True. So it's good to have you with us today. Like I had told you before, I moved to my left. If there is anything coming to me through my phone, my friend monitors the comments on me during our conversation. So even for the audience, if you see me looking to the left, I'm not ignoring Glen, but I'm looking to see if any comments or questions come in during the course of our conversation. So please go ahead and like and share this video, and I'm going to go ahead and do that as well. I'm going to go live on my personal Facebook page while we get started, before we get fully started, and I am live on both platforms. So Glen. Glen. I want us to, like I told you before, I entitled this talk, I call this program Talks with Yori. It's just authentic conversations with people who have a story to tell. I believe everybody has a story to tell.
Oh, yes.
And I have a very inquisitive mind, so I like to get into the nitty-gritty of how did you overcome this, or how did you get into this, and tell us, were you intimidated? So I like to ask those questions,
No.
When you see somebody on a platform, you automatically assume it's been skittles and rainbows and it's always been easy, but I come to understand that, sometimes it's a struggle, even to overcome your own insecurities, your own intimidations and different things. You have to overcome some stuff in your mind to get to that place. And so I entitled our talk tonight, Dream Chasers, because all of us have dreams. All of us have some goals that we want to accomplish, but sometimes there's this big thing of fear that keeps us bound, And so I want us to talk about some stuff, talk about the things them tonight.
All right.
So Glen, tell us a little bit of about your upbringing. Where were you born? Because many people would be surprised to know you were not born in Jamaica. Tell us a little bit about that and your upbringing.
Born in London, England. 53 Tantalon Road in Balham, Southwest London, Southwest 12 to be exact. I'd like to say it was humble beginning. All right. Didn't born with no gold spoon in my mouth. Father, mother never have no inheritance that them was trickling down to me. So they were hard workers. And I grew up seeing them working hard, seeing mommy doing 2 and 3 jobs at a time. And even when we came back to Jamaica, she was still pushing and struggling to, she came back and was a single parent for a while because dad was still in England. And so she was struggling to keep food on the table for myself and my daughter. I remember even telling people that at age 11, 12, 13, 14, I didn't have a television at home. It was, and it didn't come in as anything to me, really. That's how we grew up. I remember my high school graduation. I think it was $50 for the high school ball ticket at the time, and I couldn't afford it. It was a classmate's father who sponsored a couple of us, so that was the kind of thing. But we were happy. And there was love in the family, and there was always music. Daddy loved music, so he was always playing music, and we were always dancing and so on. And so it was that kind of surrounding I grew up in. Always loving the performing arts. So even at age 4, I remember dancing on the coach. Daddy used to play county cricket. And even when we go with him to matches and going back home, I'm in the middle of the aisle of the coach and I dance and, I collect money too, So I was an entrepreneur from very early.
Were you?
Yeah, so that basically is my upbringing.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So did you know that you were did you know that you grew up underprivileged? Did you know at the time?
There were times when it would, rear its head, but as I said, because of the love and how mom and dad made it seem like it wasn't no biggie, really. What you ate on a Sunday, or if you go to school and you have 2 pair of shoes or 1 pair of shoes, and you come home and you clean it and you go back the next day. It didn't come in as anything to us as we grew up. But the thing is, they talk about the innocence of kids. It's when you start to go to school and you start to interact with other kids, and this one comes with a certain kind of bag, or they come and they brag about where they were over the weekend, or they flew to so and so and said, geez, fly go. Oh, by the way, I must tell you all, I came to Jamaica on a ship. Okay. Not a banana boat. It was a cruise ship. I like to call it a cruise ship.
Cruise ship.
Back in the day. So in 1972, I came to Jamaica on a cruise ship. So all them who go with my fly do have nothing over me, okay?
Nothing over you. Right.
Yeah. So that's the kind of thing. When you start to go to school there, you see the interactions and how people relate to each other and who has more and who has this, and they talk. You start to hear conversations and you say, oh, so okay, they have TV and that one has a pool. Okay, pool at home. Wow, I know about pool. You go to YMCA or somewhere to go and swim, But little things like that. And so it didn't bother me though. It wasn't the case where I wish I had that or I envied them or anything like that, because me happy as I am. I'm good.
That's great, because a lot of kids struggle, as you would know. When they compare, they go to school and they see their friends or their peers with certain things and they know that they don't have it. They struggle with that and they compare themselves. And I'm glad that you were grounded and that you had that love at home to rally on. So it wasn't a big deal. It wasn't made to be a big deal.
Right.
That's awesome. You said you were in the performing arts and collecting money as an entrepreneur at probably 4 years old in dancing. But did you always know you had the gift to act? And how, if not, when did you find out?
I found out during high school. So in primary school, I was more interested in dance and singing. I thought I had this sweet, angelic voice. I don't know where I got that from. But I tried my hand at singing many times, singing group, duet group and trio and no quartet, but school choir and church choir. And then when I reached high school, I joined the school choir again. And at a boys' school, you never have no dance group. So kind of ease off of the dancing thing for a while. Oh, by the way, I have to put it, I went to Jamaica College, folks. For those of you who don't see it written all over my forehead, Jamaica College. Okay, folks?
Jamaica College.
Yeah, let's just put that out there from early.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was dancing and singing, and then we got a chance to join the drama club when I got to 3rd form, I think it was, yes. And I realized that acting, I kind of had a natural ability or a natural talent where that was concerned, and it came a little easier, whereas I had to work hard to get the dance steps, and right leg is over here so and left foot is over here so, and the singing, when you start with teenager and the voice start to crack, so I wasn't sure if I was bass, tenor, or alto, or soprano. I wasn't too sure what I was. And so but when I joined the drama club, I now realized that I was better at that. And not only that, but I could also incorporate the other so-called talents into my performances. So I said, hey, I better stick to the one that I'm better at, which is
Right.
acting. And if I get a chance to do a little dancing in a play, or if I get a chance to sing a song or hold a tune, as them say, then albeit. But I think I was, yeah, so it would have been around third form that I said, acting it is. And by fifth form, by lower sixth, when I did my first commercial production, this store, really I get paid now, where I sign contract and I go up on
Wow.
stage, I'm named up on billboard, and people come to see Glen Campbell. Oh, by the way, folks, my name is Glenroy, by the way, all right? But somewhere along the line, the producers dropped off the Roy and decided to call me Glen Campbell. So any of you who can write check to me, please write it Glenroy, because if I put Glen, the bank might refuse to change it because that's not what's on my ID. Okay?
That's right.
Good.
Put it out there, Glenroy.
Yeah, so at age 17, I was on stage, my first professional commercial play, and my first paycheck of $12. I was working money them time there while still in school, and so I had this over all my other classmates, because everybody at school and them bus books and thing, and I come in and my name was in the newspapers on the weekend. I was on the TV ad, and by the week after, I could have stopped sell plum for $5 a bag, because I'm earning money
Right.
otherwise. So it was that sort of happy kind of early life, early profession.
Awesome. Was there any nervousness, Glenn? When your first commercial play, your first commercial production, were you nervous at all?
Yori, what kind of question that?
Naturally to you, so maybe it just flow. I don't know.
I started in 1981. We're now in 2021. Even now, when I go on stage for opening night, and probably for the first week, they're the butterflies and they're the nerves. And of course, and my first commercial production, so there are a number of things happening. Schoolboy on stage with professionals. You're wondering, will I measure up? What they're going to think, that sort of thing. Then it's not performing for your classmates now, or your church members or schoolmates. This is a paying public. And anybody who live in Jamaica know that Jamaican public don't play.
We don't play.
Especially when they're spending their money.
That's right.
Yeah. So there were all those things happening. And so you go on stage. And then too, it's will I remember the lines? Will I remember the blocking? Will I remember the songs and the steps of the dances? Because again, this is new territory. Yes, I used to do it in school and school's drama festival and JCDC competitions, but this now is for John public. And will I be able to cope? And the first couple of performances, it was jittery, but I managed to pull through. And the reassurance and confirmation that I wasn't too bad is at the end of the night when you go for curtain call and you hear somebody say, yes, me out, and that sort of thing. And you say, nice. Okay, not bad. And there are some bumps and some slips along the way in those early years. But as I grew in confidence, I got better at the craft. And then I went and studied and, that sort of thing to make myself better at it even more.
Right. Were there any criticisms that you faced along, from your early times into even current? Were there criticisms? Did you ever feel like throwing in the towel at any point?
Well, criticisms, yes. First was mommy. So as I said, mommy works hard. Even now at 90 something, she will not remember everything so clearly, but she always finding something to do. Always have to be working, and so she worked hard to keep myself and my little sister, the wash belly, in school. And so when I came to her first and told her, I take fast, go to this audition. I was supposed to just go to observe. And I went to the audition and asked, may I, audition? And I'm saying, yeah, why not? I'm an audition and get the part. And then go home now for tell her, say, her son who she sent go to school for study book, I could go in a show. Mommy, I got through for a show. Silence. It's a play. Silence. I can do it while I'm going to school still, more silence. Then she start to sing, Jesus, keep me near the cross. Mom, it's okay, and nothing, no discussion for the rest of the evening. And when I think because she's not going to argue or speak when she's upset. When she finally swallow hard, swallow her spit, as she said. She swallow her spit and ready to talk to me now. After I work so hard for send you go school, work 2 jobs sometime, you want to come out for an idiot? I think her real concern is not going to play the fool or be an idiot, as she call it. That was the main concern. It was the fact that then, and even now, people do not consider the arts or certain kind of professions as something substantial that you can be gainfully employed and take care of yourself. And so as a mother, as a parent, that was her concern, that was her care, that her son was going to dead for hungry and suffer in life. And when she reached 90, she still have to mind him. She probably never want that on her plate. And so, she was concerned. So there was that resistance. And I remember after carrying home that first $12 something paycheck, and a couple of months after of getting a couple of those paychecks fortnightly, I carried home a little TV.
Oh.
Remember now? We're walking with my TV. And mommy said, you turn big man. Because me at work now, I can buy a TV, bring it at the house, And then little after that, I was able to give a little something towards paying the mortgage. My sister bought a house and, we're paying the mortgage and thing. And I could go down to Caribbean housing and, pay a little something a month time. And, okay, my son, not bad, not bad. And so there was that resistance, and gradually she changed until she accepted. Until 2 years ago, 2019, when I got the award, Mommy is known to have said, I can't know how to switch the TV, but when you just put it on the channel, let me look at my son collect his award. Yes. So full circle. She has come right around and she's happy now. And then there was also resistance from other family members and peers, there's this concept, this kind of feeling that anyone in the arts, you will end up going off course. You're not going to be on your straight and narrow. You're going to go into all kind of immoral activities, and you're not going to be into man and woman anymore. You're going to be on man and man or woman and woman, all kind of things. So right. And right away they said, mind yourself, you're going at the acting thing. Them people are going convert you. And I said, no. I've been brought up properly, and my parents did a good job, and those around me kept me grounded and kept me focused. And I know right from wrong. And so that wasn't going to happen. And after a couple of years, people start to say, okay, so he's not so, and him all right. Some people, if we're going to be very honest on this program, there are some people that feel that, yeah, man, they mean acting most guns the other way. And but anyway, thank you, Father, for keeping me safe all these years.
Yeah.
And I'm okay even now.
Yes.
And then there's another set of folks that felt that theater is not a upstanding kind of profession, so there's resistance from those who feel that you need to be a lawyer or engineer or a doctor, you're going to be an actor. What is an actor? And when I'm saying that, they make it like they smell something bad.
Disdain.
Yes,
Yeah.
but again, when they see the reach that my work has in terms of being able to reach people, make people smile, make people happy, change sad thoughts to happy ones, change negative ways of thinking to positive, and to the point where I've seen people come up to me and say, Mr. Campbell, you don't know what you're doing for me or for my family or for the country.
Yeah.
We need people like you in our lives.
Yes.
Definitely.
Especially, well, now we were talking about this before we came on air, with COVID and the theaters being locked down. It's very difficult. But, these are times when we do need that laughter, when we do need that outlet, because it's such hard times that we're living in.
Yes.
Even before COVID, you do need to life is about balance. So there is something very significant that you and your peers in comedy and theater bring to our lives, and I have been to almost every Patrick Brown play. And if you're not in it, if you're not in the play, I don't want to go. Because it's not going to be funny. That's just my mind. Seriously, I want to see Titus Campbell because he's so hilarious, and the facial expressions and the body language, and it's just, you don't have to say a word for us to laugh.
Thank you.
It's a definite gift. And I've heard you talk about it as a duty. And I want to talk about even your relationship with God and how important that has been in fueling you throughout your journey, and the gift that he gave, and know how you see it as a duty. Did you always see it, first of all, as a gift from God and as your duty to mankind to operate in that gift?
All right. So it started out as a hobby. As I said, I always had an interest in the performing arts. So I was singing and dancing. Then I started acting. And it's something that you did in your spare time. And even when I was gainfully employed, so to speak, I worked with government for 2 years. Then I studied public relations, and I worked in corporate Jamaica for 10 years as a public relations associate, executive with one of our utility companies. And even then, I was still acting on the side. And somewhere around 1994, I had an opportunity to go on tour for 3 months. And, I had to go to the company and say, okay, excuse me, folks. Well, it's like I'm going to get a trip to go overseas, all expense paid trip. And, I just wondered, if maybe you could, give me some time off. You don't have to pay me, leave without pay. And they'll certainly listen to me and they say, Glenn, we like what you do, and we love your talent. You've contributed to the company quite a bit, but think about it. You're being away for 3 months. We're going to have to employ someone to fill that gap. And if that person comes and fills that gap and they're doing okay, and you're over there doing okay, why don't you do your thing, Yeah. And we kind of vex and say, go on. So, but when you sit and think about it, it makes sense, And so in 1994, I took the plunge and started to do theater full time. And it had so much benefits in terms of having more time to commit to it. You can tour as long as you want. You have more time to work on characters, on scripts, and so on. And then I realized somewhere in all of that, hold on there. What is my purpose in life? What am I here to do? All right. I used to work with government. I was an accounting clerk. I was okay at that. I used to work in public relations. I did well in that in terms of interacting with people and so on. I'm a good listener, so it helps in that field that you can listen and, you know, pick through the anger sometimes and hear people's concerns and help them correct situations and so on. But is that my purpose? And I said, no, Sita, this acting, that is the gift that I have been given, you know. And I said, okay, Father, I this. All right, now go in now. And so I jumped in head first. And it was challenging in the early stages, not being an established name, theater not being to the point where, you know, you have constant work. All these things were contributing factors to, you know, the difficulties in the early stages, but continuously working at it and building a company, Jambies International. And you mentioned Patrick Brown, myself and Patrick, Trevor Neal and Lenford Salmon coming together and saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to make play business our business.
Yes.
And this is how we're going to feed our families. And this is how we're going to take care of our children. And this is how we're going to make life. And each year that passed and things started to happen and things start to pick up, I say, yes, Father. Thank you, Father. Yes, I eat this. Yeah. And then more and more now I started to think about even the scripts and so on that I'm doing. How are our stories affecting people? You know, okay, so we're entertaining people, we're making them laugh. But can we do anything else? Can we do something more? So now we start to look at social issues and how can we address these? Because our motto is, with all the entertainment, we hope to inform, educate, and at the very least, provoke thought. And if we can provoke thought in a positive way, then yes, we have achieved something. Yeah. And so that is now my mission. Go on stage, make people laugh, make them happy, yes, but try at all times to have some message, something positive. That when you go and you finish laugh and you lie down your bed at night and you say, why, Glen, I eat that for true, you know. But you know, that character that he played, I know somebody just like that, or you know, I'm like that sometimes, and maybe I shouldn't be like that. Because mark you, not all the characters I play will be positive characters. But I tell people, someone has to play Judas in the Jesus story.
It's true.
You know?
And Judas had a part to play. Yes.
Judas had a part to play.
He did.
So that is my gift. The gift of performance, to create characters that are believable, characters that make you think, characters that probably provoke you to want to change your way of thinking or behavior. That is my purpose. And so I tell people every day that we're all on earth, put on earth. God puts us all here for different reasons. And it's good and useful if you try and identify what your purpose is as early as possible, that you can spend the rest of your life living your purpose.
Yeah. So for you, Glen, okay, so you were dancing from you were 4 years old. You always had an interest in singing and dance, as you said, and then you realized in high school that you had this acting gift, you know, you had this gift of acting. And so it became evident, you got little nuggets of thing along the journey that made it evident to you, this is purpose, you know. And so you did try at PR, you tried at accounting, you said, but you realized that that was not purpose. Talk to that person who does not see, because sometimes, Glen, the thing is it comes so naturally to us, you know, it's like second nature to us, that we don't see it as the thing. It's just who we are, you know. And so we're sitting down because a lot of people are like, what's my purpose? I don't know what my purpose is. And frustrated when the thing is it's so obvious to maybe somebody else looking on that you're good at this thing, you're so great at acting, you're so good at singing, whatever your gift is, you know, and so other people can see, but because it comes naturally to you, you don't see it as anything big. Talk to those people tonight. You know, chasing dreams, this dream chasers, sorry, is what I said we were talking about tonight. But to go after purpose, talk to those people to help them to see what those things are, to find purpose, because sometimes it's tricky.
Yes. I think my guiding force is finding the thing that you think or feel, you know, them say gut feeling. What are you really passionate about? What makes you happy in your soul? When you sing, does that make you goosebump take you? Even you singing for yourself, is that the kind of feeling you get? If you bake, if you cook, when you cook a meal, is that what, and you serve that meal, does that make you glow and feel? That's what is probably your thing. And you just need to identify it. And it can be anything. It can be anything. We are all here for different reasons, but you have to find out what your thing. And you hear sometimes they have a couple songs and you hear the terminology about stay in your lane. It's a serious thing, you know, because you're going to go all over the world and spend years and years doing all kinds of things. But if it's not your lane, you're not going to be satisfied and you would not have achieved purpose.
Yeah.
And you must open your eyes and ears and be honest with yourself too.
Yes.
Have some people around you that will tell you the truth. See my wife, Maxine? Oh, goodness, man. If me think me bad, or me think me so good, she brings me back down right away. He said, no about it. You're not all that, okay? And so she keeps me grounded, right? Yeah. She keeps me grounded. She keeps me true. And you need to have people like that in your life. People that are honest with you. People that are not afraid to, you know, show you your not so good sides or your points that you need to brush upon. You know, and we all have them. We all have faults. We all have things that we can do and make better for ourselves. But if we can't identify them for ourselves, then we need to have someone close by who's going to say, Yori, yeah. I sometimes it's how you say it, you know, you don't even have to go to them direct and say, nah. Say, Yori, how about if you try that so? You know? Yeah. And then you, if you're going to be honest with yourself, no, go and say, what Glen I talk about? And then in your quiet space, your quiet time, you say, let me try it. So though maybe me get through the 2 hours of work in 1 hour. So maybe, all right, let me try it so tomorrow. And quietly you try it, you know, it work. And I say, yes, man. And so all of a sudden now you've made another step in the right direction to fulfilling that purpose with just a little guidance, little push from someone else.
Yeah.
We must be willing to listen.
Right. Because I was about to say that. So a lot of times we feel like when we're doing, so we may have found what we're good at. And even when the thing that we're good at, there's always room for improvement. But sometimes we get so guarded and defensive that we don't listen to other people who have positive feedback, you know, constructive criticism for us to help us to grow and to become better. So it does take a level of vulnerability, I think you would say, and just openness to hear.
Yeah. Yes.
To hear. Yeah.
Be honest and be true to yourself.
Yeah.
That's all you can be. Be true to yourself.
Right.
I tell people every day that Usain Bolt is the fastest man on earth. Well, maybe not right now, but he was the fastest man for many, many years. And he had a natural talent, but he needed the guidance of a Glenn Mills, of a coach, to guide him in a certain way and to tell him how to get up in a certain way and the strides and whatever it is, the technical terms, to make him the best.
Right.
And so we all need a coach. Yes. And
Yeah.
God is a coach. God is a coach, but we need to listen sometimes to the guidance and the tidbits and the constructive criticism from him. And sometimes he will send it to us through someone else.
Right.
Listen. We need to listen.
We need to listen. So one of your people is Max. And
Mhm.
then also I was going to ask you, were there any mentors that you had that helped to mold you and to guide you along your journey to where you are now?
Yes, in terms of theater, I had two people that were very influential in my life. One gentleman now deceased by the name of Charles Hyatt. Uncle Charlie, for me, is one of the best that Jamaica has produced to date.
Yes.
And what I got from him most was his dedication to the craft and his discipline. Anything you're doing in life, if you're dedicated to it and you're disciplined in it, then you're going to get the best from it. And that's what I learned from Uncle Charlie. Charlie will have a show at 8 o'clock and he's at the theater from 5.
Wow.
You know, and he used to smoke a pipe and he's just in his room and he has his pipe and he's just, I said, Charlie, you all right? Yeah, man, I'm just decluttering, because he realized that if you're going to go on stage and be someone totally new, then you can't be thinking about the gas price will just go up or them lick down the dog and you have to come to the vet. You and the missus not on good terms right now. So, you know, I don't even want the dinner what you cook this evening. No, you have to get rid of all of that, you know, and focus on the task at hand. And so I learned that from him. Attention to detail, you know, that was Uncle Charlie. And so even now, people in theater you might hear them say Glen miserable. That's another word for when you want things in a certain way and you're used to it and you tried it and it works that way. So well, you're not going to fix the wheel if it's not broken. It works like that. It will work that way. That's how it works. I want it that way. Laddie miserably? No, it's not miserable. It's just I'm paying attention to detail. I come in, I'll have 3 items. I put one here, one here, one here. I want them in that order because I've worked out for myself. That's how I can find it in the dark. I know where I've placed it. You know, simple things like that. People don't get it. People don't understand, you know, the attention to detail. So Uncle Charlie did that for me. Then Leonie Forbes is another person. Auntie Lee.
Yes.
Oh, goodness gracious me. Grace and talent and the humility with it. That's what I got from Leonie. And so people say, but you're a big star and you're just easy for talk to and you're just groans. And why am I going to be puffed up and go on like, you know, I'm the Queen of Sheba? No. That not getting me anywhere. And I'm putting more food on the table. And it's probably going to interfere and be a negative in this interaction I'm having with this person right now. So, hey, big grounds, humble yourself, man. Easy. You know, it has got me through life to this point, and that's the only way I know how. Max will tell you that I'm the calm one. Everyone else in the household, they'll, you know, start get heated and thing. And, you know, one will come to me and say, Uncle Glenn, let me talk to you because I don't talk to mommy. Or mommy say, you talk to me. You know, I'm the one in between, the peacemaker, so to speak. You know, but that's me. I tend to be very calm and collected and quiet and gentle with stuff. And I find that it has got me through life a little easier than if I was otherwise.
That's amazing, Glenn. I'm happy to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that. Has there been any downside to fame for you?
Downsides, a few. First of all, there's a certain lack of privacy. You can't do certain things like the ordinary citizen. For argument's sake, Glen and Yori walking in New Kingston, and Sky Juice man at him cat. And two away hot, it's a hot day. And we said, I buy 2 bag juice and 2 bun and butter. No, we just want something light, you know.
Yeah.
And Yori have her bag juice and her bun, and she take off the plastic and bite. And me have my bag juice and my bun. Little later in the news, and in further news, Glen Titus Campbell is suffering. We see him out at New Kingston with a bag juice and a dry bun. They don't know if the bun dry or not, you know? But they can put the story in such a way that it's a dry bun me I eat,
Right.
you know? So that there's a privacy and certain kind of, I don't know, this pedestal and thing that they put you on that it's not necessary. I remember being in Megamart one day and a lady come to me and in the most upset voice, you should be ashamed of yourself. And I said, excuse me, imagine pushing your own trolley in the supermarket.
Wow.
I'm saying, excuse me, miss. I said, yes, you're too tight, man. Spend the money. Right? So there are these false impressions that they think you're supposed to be this and you're supposed to do that when you're in the, and I don't like to call it famous, when you're in the public's eye, call it that,
Okay.
you know. But even going out to dinner, my anniversary dinner with my wife or her birthday, I carry her to a restaurant, you know, have on your nice pretty dandan and, you know, just talking nice and soft because it's a lovely evening. And
Yes.
hi, Max, darling, I'm so glad we can be out today together. And somebody come out to the restaurant and, good evening, sir, I'm at Titus. Yes. Yeah. Titus, we're M16 the dog. Another time, right now, it's my wife's birthday. Lord Jesus, hold on a little bit. Then I take the order, no. Then go back in the kitchen. Then the kitchen staff come out. No. Then are you, and then give me some joke now. I say, that's really not how it's done, you know. No, you're going, so give me a joke, man. And then the manager is brought over. And the manager, oh, glad to see you. Say, come on, staff, come, let's come. And so your little romantic evening now becomes a photo shoot.
Right.
And a public event. You know, and somebody else from another table get up and come over and, Mr. Campbell, when you finish, could I have a picture with my daughter, please? You're in church. I went visiting to a church the other day, and somebody come, could you take a picture of my daughter before you leave? And I said, okay, no problem. But I'm really rushing on with. And Max said, man, go on, man. You know, when I go outside, there's a woman who had the picture, not the poor little picnic. The poor little picnic, as she have the camera. And the woman well posed up. Take another one. You know, so there's no privacy. There's no social life. And you actually miss out on some of the things that other people take as normal. Public holidays, when most people are on holidays, I'm at work. Right. And so my wife now has to reorganize her entire life to do stuff with me on a Monday or Tuesday rather than on weekends when everybody else does stuff, because that's the only time I will have free. My daughter was born in Kingston but lives in Montego Bay with her mom, and I missed out a lot of her early childhood. You know, the first step, the first words, things like that, you know, that the average person would look forward to. I missed out on it. Couple graduations, school events, I would miss out. Her teacher's college, she went to teacher's college and university in Kingston, so she was nearer to daddy. But even then, I would miss out on stuff. Teacher's college graduation, I could go and take a picture with her before the graduation ceremony started at 4 because I had to be at the theater by 4.
Right.
The only reason I could go to the university graduation because the university had 2 graduations, one on Wednesday morning and one on Saturday afternoon. Luckily, she was on the Wednesday morning batch. That's how I was able to attend. So you sacrifice a lot for the cause, but it's what I do, and it's my gift, and I can't hide it under a bushel. I have to use it up.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, how do you reconcile all of that? You know, the missing out on certain things with you, even with your daughter, and the rearranging of schedules with Max and all of that. How do you come back? Is it always easy for you to come back to this? This is my gift. This is my duty, and it's a path that has been chosen for me.
Yeah, it is difficult at times. I must admit, and even family members understanding. I see it and I feel it and I know it cannot be easy all the time. You know, when they have a church retreat on a weekend, couples retreat on a weekend, and we can't go because the weekend is when I have work in Kingston. You know, I say, okay, maybe next year it might happen. And next year I still can't go. You know, so little things like that. And they are making sacrifices too for me, and I thank them.
Yeah, the things that we take for granted, eh?
Yeah.
The things that we take for granted. Talk to us, Glen, about, you mentioned it earlier, about the national honor. How did you feel when you got the phone call? And mommy, I know mommy was so proud of her son. Talk to us about that.
Okay, so I remember being from as early as I would think when I started doing theater, and I think it was when Oliver got his first award. I said, okay, nice. But I never did imagine, that could be me one day. And then after 30 or so years in the business, people say it to me, but me up out on the road and say, boy, Mr. Campbell, I love you, you deserve an award, man. Then I'll give you something. I'm saying, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, hey, I'm still enjoying what I'm doing, I remember my daughter and other family members saying, may I send up your name, I'm going to send up your name. And I saying, well, if it happen, man, just leave it alone, yeah, man. And then a little birdie pinched me and said, I think you're up for consideration, I said, really? Yeah. Send in a resume, I said, wow, okay. So I sent in the resume, and sometime in, was it May or June? I said, yeah. I got another call, say, you're on the short list. I said, okay. Ooh, short list. Why I say? And then when I got the official call from the office of the Prime Minister, Mr. Campbell, I'd like to inform you that you've been considered for a national award. Will you accept? And I forgot, like, yes, I mean, yes,
think about it.
Yeah. Give me a couple of days. I said, oh, of course. Thank you so much. Yes. I said, okay. And they told me what I needed to do, what I need to send in, and what I need to come in and do. And even on the day, now the day itself, you have to understand, Glen, who is stickler for detail and thing, don't take word of mouth and don't take the phone call because people can prank you. So when my friend Val called me and said, congrats, man. I said, congrats to what? She said, you're in the newspaper. I said, yeah? Yeah, man, national award for contribution to theater over the past 30 years and assisting young people in their molding them for theater and the performing arts. I said, wow, okay, thanks, Val. And I said, Max, it's in the paper. So come, go down the road, go get a cleaner. I'm going to go down the road now and clean them and say, geez, I'm Titus, I'm done, What do you mean I'm done? The paper done. I say, I lie out there. I say, yeah. Here, hold on there. I'm going to see him ride off and go down. Well, like a plot, we have some things put on and see him come back and say, see my own here still, so we can give that one here. I say, thank you so much. I take out $1,000, I give him, and he might look for change. I say, no, keep the change. Keep the change. My God, him $1,000 glean, I become my name in there.
Right.
And so for the next couple months, because that was announced on August 6th, and then the awards is on Heroes Day in October.
Yes.
So from then now, I start practice what am I going to say, or am I going to stand up, or am I going to walk, or am I going to hold my head, all kind of things. And I remember when I went to the rehearsal today, Faye and the Major General, and I said to the Major, I'm considering to do something on the day. Would protocol allow? He says, what's that, Mr. Campbell? I said, I'd like to, do the little military stand up and shuffle thing. I'm saying, no problem, man. If you're sure you'll be able to handle it, because it's not a joke thing. I said, no, man, I've been practicing. Me say, Yori, go ramping me, You see, October 11th, that it was 11th or 12th. I don't remember what date it was in 2019. But you see the day, see there, see me in my suit. See me there.
That her.
Me say,
Hey.
I put on my green suit because it's JLP. Give me the award.
Yes.
If it was a PMP, you would have seen me in an orange suit. I'm a step up the day. And you stand a certain distance from the Governor General. And when he indicates, you step forward. I say, when I start shuffling, I like from Yasso to halfway through the shuffle can't done it. I shuffle, I come in and the Governor General, like, he couldn't believe it. The GG was shocked, lost for words.
Speechless.
I'm shaking my head and say, Glenn, I have to be serious, Glenn. I shake my hand and say, congrats, son. I'm really proud of you. Been watching your development over the years and thank you. I said, thank you too, sir. I'm going to step back. I'm going to shuffle again. I make a sharp turn. And I walk off. Say, nobody no slick like me that day there.
No, them can't chat to you.
You see from then, King's House black now. You don't see from then no more lives, no after that. Me mash it up. No, but in all seriousness, it's such a humbling feeling to know that something you love, something you have a passion for, something that you're just doing out of the passion and goodness of your heart, and you being recognized for it and honored for it by the government of your country and the people of Jamaica. What more can I ask? People ask me, how much further can I go in theater in Jamaica? I say, I'm good, I'm good. We're good. From my government and my people accept me and honor me and love me, I'm wonderful.
And we do love you, Glenn. We're so grateful for your gift. A lot of people do take their gift and hide it under a bushel, and because they don't think it has any significance, they don't think that it can do anything, it can reach anywhere, but I want you to just continue to encourage even those people who are watching us tonight or who will watch at a later time about that, about not hiding their gift. Talk to them about that as we wrap up tonight.
Yes. We all are placed on earth by the Heavenly Father with a purpose. No two people will have the same purpose. There's only one Yori, there's only one Glenn, there's only one Maxine, there's only one Tony, one Ingrid, one Patrick, one Jennifer, one Susan, and even somebody else named Glen Campbell. This Glen Campbell's DNA is different from that one. My purpose is different from his.
Yes.
You are placed on earth for a reason. Find out what that reason is. And people ask me, what's my motto? And I said, be yourself, but be your best self.
Mm.
Only one you. And all that we ask, all that the Father asks, is that you be your best self in everything you do, in everything you say. Be you, but speak truth, be honest, make your word be your bond, make people be able to, if Yori says, shall do this, shall go do it. They don't have to second guess it. Have that kind of reputation. And there's nothing more we can ask of you. Just be you, but be your best self. Be you. Stay in your lane. Don't look what's happening over there and over there and wish that, no, that is not for me. That's why I'm here. Here now. This is where I'm supposed to be. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. God write that down a long time before my born. So this was going to happen. Everything in life happens for a purpose. Sometimes negative things happen. And we think sometimes that, Lord, why this have happened to me now? Maybe God is putting you through that to make you stronger. To prepare you for something else that wicked that will going to happen later. But because you went through this, you know to deal with that when it comes. So just be you. Be you and be your best you.
I love that. Be you and be the best you. Thank you so much, Glen, for joining us tonight. You've encouraged me. You've encouraged, I'm sure, all of my viewers, all of the people who will watch this at a later time. Be you but be the best you, because there is something that God placed in you that only you can do. And what you have inside of you is significant. Don't hide it. Don't shy away from it.
Exactly.
Release it. Because the gift is not, a lot of times, Glen, we think that the gift is for us, but the gift is not only for us. The gift is to be shared.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we're so timid sometimes, and we're selfish too a lot of the time. So we just hide it for me and mine. But it's really to be given out, given to the world, to be shared. And so you've shared that with us tonight, and I'm so grateful. And want to just thank you and bless you. I know that this time of COVID has been difficult. You were sharing with me that you are now the house husband. You can talk to us a little bit about that, how the roles of kind of change.
Oh, yes. Traditionally, we know that the man is the head of the household, and he goes out and works and brings in the money, and, he pays the bills and he makes sure the family eats. COVID come and no so it go again. I do not go out to work because I don't have no work since March 12, 2020. But thank God for a wife and a daughter who works from home. And so the roles are reversed, as you said. They need stuff on the road, they need products. I'm the one who goes out shopping for products. I'm the one who goes to the supermarket, things like that. Normal, the only thing I don't do in the house that would be total reversal of roles is cook. And because my born with two fin when I make for cook. So my wife and my daughter does that here at home. But hey, I support them in every other way. And sometimes I'm tired, even sometimes put on a cup of tea for them. Max working and she can't even stop to eat sometimes. Carry a shake to her, little things like that.
So you can make
them.
the shake?
No, man, it's ready-made shake, man. Hello, glue, sir, and ensure any other. You do a shake, really? Shake. I'm pouring out the glass. Okay. But good, it's done. But sometimes it's just support, moral support, and just being there for them. She come in and in the bed turned on, or you turn on the AC because the time hot, and she come in the room cool, little things like that, just to make them happy and comfortable. But we do hope that I will be out and if we put on back the pants again in the house, because right now Max have on the pants, and she will tell you and tell the world that she's the boss of me, and I have accepted it quite humbly. To know, so she run things, but wait till COVID done. No, she will always run things.
That's right.
I know I can run up my mouth as much as I want.
Yeah, but you know what's what.
I know what's what. I know what side of my bread butter. Yeah, man. But
But
it's all in love. All in love.
even as you said that, Glenn, it just speaks to the importance of the right partner. And I don't want to take us too much off course, but COVID is here and no one expected it to happen, and so many marriages mash up as a result of COVID. And that could very well be the story, but thank God it's not.
It's not.
So,
It's not.
God has been good, even in
God,
that.
God has been good. God has been good. And they say that as best as you can, they talk about equally yoked. It's nice when you both have the same kind of vision for life, I remember even when we were getting married and we were dating, and Max said, okay. She said yes when I asked her. And she said, but we're going in there for make vows now, and we are going to church and we are do this thing right. I want to be married in the church, first of all. It's her second marriage, by the way. I want to be married in the church, and we're going to go to church and we're going to try and follow God's path as to where we are go down. Me want to go and left you. Right? We are go side by side. So you come? I'm sorry, you mean if I come? I can't question that. And so this is the pathway on a couple finding purpose.
And I love that, Glenn comes to my church. Well, he says he's a visitor because he really goes to St. Margaret's, but he comes to church with his beautiful wife, Max. And Glenn, I look on, even when you go up to give the offering and you hold hands to go up. And it's just so romantic to me. I love those things. Me as a single girl, I'm observing and I'm like, wow, that's so beautiful. You hold her hand to go up to give the offering in one basket, and you go over to give it in the other, and you hold hands to go back to your seat. And it's just so beautiful to see. And so I really bless you. I bless your household. I bless your marriage. I bless, even your livelihood, and I speak that God will really do a miracle in the earth and reverse the curse that is COVID, so that you can return to wearing the pants in the house, But God has been good, and I really bless you and thank you so much for spending some time with us this evening. And if you have any final words to wrap up, and I'll close out. Any last words?
This has really been an inspiration. This has really been nice, easy flowing, relaxing, and I'm glad I was able to share this side of me with yourself and your listeners and viewers.
I'm so glad you were able, and I feel totally at ease too. The celebrity, and I don't feel any angst, I don't feel any anxiety, and you've made it so easy you're so easy to talk to. And I love that. You really are down to earth and just groans, as you say. And I really appreciate it. So everyone, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Remember to like and share this video with those who are not on tonight. Share it with your friends, because there are a lot of nuggets that were shared by Glenn tonight, and to inspire those who are chasing their dreams to go after the thing. And to remember, as we close tonight, remember, be you, but be the best you. Have a great night. Have a great night. God bless you.
Bye.